Good night, everyone. I wanted to just create a small video to show you guys how I use the customizable daily growth plan along with the PIP calculator that I sent to the group. So when I start off in the morning, right, as you already know how to use this file, I believe. So you would come in and you put in your balance, your daily balance, whether that is a lot of money or a little bit of money, it really doesn't matter. The file takes care of the rest. So last week I started with $100 and I used 20% as my daily growth, right? Everybody's different. If you want to use 10%, 5% or more, then you could go ahead and do that. But I started with 20%. And also I have an account with my broker. My ratio is 1 to 1,000, and that's just what I chose. I know everybody's different. You guys might have 1 to 200, 1 to 500, and I believe the US accounts is restricted to 1 to 50. So you have to be careful how many trades you enter. All right, I do a lot of trades because my ratio could manage it. Anyhow, you put in the balance that you have that you're working with for the day, and then when you look across here, I've created a field that is, right now it's set up for 3 entries of each pair. So essentially I'm going for a 25 pip day, and the 25 pip gives me 0.08 as my lot size for 25 pips. So then what I do is I take that size and I divide it by 3, which is why I get a 0.03. Now, the first day I did it, I was kind of scared to do a 0.03 lot size on a $100 account. So what I did is I did a 0.01. And what that does, it kind of builds up the account to make more money. So I did a 0.01 on the first day, right? And what I would do, let me show you how it works. I come in this file and I put in my 0.01. This file is the London Daybreak Strategy file. I put in a 0.01 and as my lot size. Don't worry about the pip size right now. This one here is set up for custom. So if you determine you want to do 17 pips or 1,000 pips, you would put that value in this field. But for right now, we just focus on the lot size, 0.01. So you're going to get the values from the candle. The candle high, you're going to get the candle low. And based on the 0.01 lot size, a 10 pip take profit is going to give you $1, right? Because a 0.01 gives you 10 cents per pip. So a 10 pip lot size is going to give you $1. A 15 pip, $1.50. A 20 pip, $2, etc., etc. With this size, I had calculated a stop loss at 38 pips. And the reason why I did that is the back testing that Dr. P did for the 2 months. I used the average number of pips that it took before it hit stop loss, and I had 38 as the average, and 38 is a lot of room for it to move, and so you got to be careful with your lot size. So 38 pips is a lot of pips for it to move. So if you do lose on one of those 0.01 entries, you're going to lose $3.80. So that $3.80, if one of your entries go south, meaning that you end up hitting stop loss, you're going to lose $3.80 times the number of entries that you put. Okay, so let's say, for instance, I like doing 3 entries. I'm going to I have the potential of I do 15 pips, 3 entries. I have the potential of making $1.50 for every entry. But if I do lose, I'm going to lose $11.40. And that's a lot of money on a $100 account, right? So you really got to be careful. You could do 1 entry per pair up and down and call that a day. But if I do hit it big, let's say, for instance, I do the 15 pip entry, I make $1.50. That's $1.50 times 16 if all the pairs hit. Okay, so $1.50 times 16. I don't know what that is in my head, but hold on a second. Let me do it real quick, only because I want to make sure that you see how much money you can make. $1.50 times 16, and that's $24. So remember, my goal for the day was 20%. I made $24. That's 24% on my $100. And I put in that many entries because when I started, I used to do a 10 pip, a 15 pip, and a 20 pip. I also did a 20 pip, a 25 pip, a 50 pip, but I realized that this 15 pip right here closes really quick and you get your money in and out and you're done for the day. But if you want to, you could probably do a one entry and you could do it at 45 pips or 50 pips. And that way, if the price gets to that, you make your money, you make a little bit more money and you don't have to do as many entries. All right, so that's how it works in a nutshell. So let's look at it again. I have $100 balance. It gives me 3 entries based on a 25 pip lot size. And I could actually go here and let me show you now. Say for instance you're working with $1,000, right? I think when I use bigger money, you guys would feel better because it satisfies that appetite for more money. So let's say for instance we put in $1,000. The first day is supposed to make $200, right? So if you enter 3 trades per pair for a GBP pair, you're gonna get a 0.27 for each entry. But you got to also understand you're taking a risk doing that. So 0.27 would end up giving you $27 for 10 pips, $40.50 for 15 pips, $54 for 20 pips. So it's all laid out there for you. All you guys got to do is plug in the high for the candle and the low for the candle, and it'll calculate it for you. It tells you how much profit you're gonna make based on the number of pips that you want, and it's gonna tell you your potential loss. Just remember that this potential loss is always multiplied by the number of entries that you do. Okay, so always keep that in mind. If you do 1 entry, your potential loss at that 0.27 is 1.02. $102.60 at 38 pips. But with the amount of back testing that Dr. P did and the amount of testing that I went back and did on it, 38 pip is a very safe pip amount to do. It'll go back. Some of them would definitely hit it because you're not gonna make 100% in this business. And if it does go in a negative, it doesn't go as far out as 38 pips. It'll turn around and go back the other direction. So if you guys have any question, hit me up on the Telegram. Send me a message. Let me know if you need anything else clarified. But that's the way it works, man. London Daybreak Strategy. Enjoy.